Good evening and welcome to Metro Focus. I'm Rafael P. Roman. Youth activist Greta Thunberg will be among those leading the global climate strike across 150 countries tomorrow. That's when young people from around the world will be walking out of schools and onto the streets to protest inaction on climate change in anticipation of the United Nations Climate Action Summit on Monday. New York City is giving public school students permission to skip classes for the strike. And that means that 1.1 million city kids could potentially be participating in this unprecedented event. A number of celebrities, including Jaden and Willow Smith, are planning to join them. And with us now, as part of our ongoing multi-platform initiative, Peril and Promise, is 16-year-old Natalie Sweet, co-head of Zero Hour NYC, a student-run organization which works to combat climate change. Natalie, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So Natalie, first of all, can you give us a little history on what's happening tomorrow and how it became such an incredible phenomenon?
So where we got the idea for striking on September 20th is actually not a new idea. Students do strike in front of the UN and across the world every single Friday. That's part of the Fridays for Future movement. A bunch of the organizers are actually part of Fridays for Future, so this strike isn't unusual to them. I've been among those who are striking at the UN. I missed the strike last Friday, but I was striking the Friday before that with Greta. But the reason we chose September 20th to make it a big mobilization date is because there will be many people already engaged with the climate, considering that the UN Youth Activist Summit is the next day. And then the UN Climate Week will be following. So in New York City, there will be a lot of international youth who are coming to the summit. So we want to make it a chance for them to mobilize and make sure their voices are heard before attending this monumental summit. So,
give us, what are some of the other countries beyond New York that are participating in this?
Well, Sweden is participating. That's Greta's home country. Okay. And we have strikes in China and India, and I can't name everyone, but there are over 150 strike locations. And I think that was when we first started. Now there are over 750 strike locations across the world. So that's amazing. We've never seen a climate mobilization like this ever before.
And is this strictly limited to young people or adults invited?
Adults are invited to the party, but it is a young people movement. Young people are going to be ultimately affected the most by climate change, and we want our adult allies to stand with us. We want our adult allies certainly to vote with us, because that's something that myself, I'm only 16, I can't do that, and I know a lot of other youth are in the same boat. So it is a youth-led movement, and in New York, we're actually prioritizing having the youth speak and having the youth be at the front of the march, but we are so incredibly grateful for all of the adult allies, from Climate Nexus to 350 to all of these people who have been helping make this movement run.
So who are some of those people and some of those organizations? We were talking about it just before the camera started. So Greenpeace is one of the biggest climate organizations that's been supporting us with this, as well as 350, which is really based in New York City, and Climate Nexus and People's Climate Movement. And then there are also organizations that aren't necessarily climate organizations, but they have been very proactive on climate change and supporting us. Some that come to mind are Patagonia, Lush, the makeup and beauty company, and as well as like Tumblr and WordPress and several other online companies as well. And there are workers from Amazon and Google, I think, that are actually they're not allowed. They're not being given the time off. They're just going out, right?
No, there are
thousands,
there are over 1,000 workers from Amazon, Google, and I think Microsoft is the other company that are all leaving to strike, and they will be joining the New York City strike. And we're really happy to have these adult allies with us. It is honestly really important to see workers leaving their workplace to cause disruption and to strike for the climate.
So let's talk about you. What brought you to this fight?
Well, I got involved my freshman year of high school when I attended a small local climate conference, and that's when I first found out about Zero Hour. Zero Hour was actually in the first planning stages then, so we had a very, very small team comprised, but I was more than happy to join the movement. I was never really interested in climate activism before, but the wildfires were that year, and my cousins who live in California, their schools were actively shut down because of the smoke in the air. My friend Alexandria Villaseñor, who's a very prominent climate activist, who's the third activist to start striking after Greta, she had to move from Davis, California because of these fires. So I can see the effect that they had on my family and my friends. And I really want to make sure that I could help them out and I could do what I can. Because I live in a pretty privileged community of New York City. And honestly, I don't have the exposure that a lot of other people do. So I joined Zero Hour to see how I can make a difference and to try to encourage others to do the same.
So how representative are you of your classmates, of your peers? Do most young people agree with you, believe what you believe?
Most young people do. I announced that I was striking in class, and one of my classmates said, "What is the purpose of striking?" And honestly, I do find that to be a little absurd. First of all, because I mentioned that we're striking to demand action from our leaders by actively disrupting the school day, but also because this is going to be our issue that affects us the most. Everyone is going to suffer because of climate change inevitably if we don't do something about it. The science says that. One of our core cheers is unite behind the science. If my peers aren't uniting behind the science, I want to do everything I can to incite them to action, to incite them to realize we're high school students. I'm in your physics class. I was in your biology class. We know about the science and we know how it's going to affect us.
So besides inciting your peers to action, what are the goals that you hope to achieve through this global strike?
Well, generally, the mission is to call our world leaders to action. Despite the fact that there's a UN conference, the United States specifically has been very inactive on climate change, and the EPA is actually rolling back on some of the things that we have seen that have been actually good for the climate. For example, when our EPA right now stepped out of the Paris Climate Accord, that was a big step backwards. So we are demanding general action, but there are more specific goals on our websites, strikewithus.org and globalclimatestrike.net. Some of them that I can think of off the top of my head are accepting a Green New Deal, so 100% divestment from the fossil fuel industry by 2030, as well as protecting indigenous and frontline communities and protecting biodiversity, as we can see it being destroyed in the Amazon wildfires and other places.
Are you optimistic that what you believe needs to be done will be done in time?
I am optimistic. I see this movement of youth that started from a couple of students striking all the way to an estimated over 100,000 students joining this movement on the New York City streets. And that's even only one city. There are 750 other strike locations that will be taking place. And just to see this mobilization of students in a way we've never seen before, honestly does give me a lot of hope.
All right. Well, Natalie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's such an important issue. Thank you.